More breaking news and new questions tonight about what role Donald Trump's adult children will play in his White House. We're also digging into reports of some infighting within the Trump transition team. Jim Sciutto, what are you hearing about the infighting when it comes to the incoming national security team?
We're speaking to multiple sources involved in or with knowledge of the transition, and we're hearing of sharp internal disagreements both over key cabinet appointments but also general direction of the administration. It's been described by one person connected to the transition as a knife fight. I've heard more colorful language used to describe those disagreements, and in general, the division being between more traditional conservatives, party operatives such as a Reince Priebus, who's expected to be the chief of staff, and less traditional folks like a Steve Bannon. But in addition to that, it's the overall structure that's causing confusion in that you have three chiefs in effect in there with Reince Priebus, Steve Bannon, and the role of Jared Kushner, who's expected to be an advisor, and that confusion has been described to me by someone very connected to the transition as buffoonery, strong language, because it's making these decisions very difficult. And also you have two very different points of view that are clashing over things. And one example I'll give you is over the Secretary of State, because you have many mainstream conservatives who are pushing for John Bolton. Of course, you'll remember him as Secretary of State, former UN ambassador, very controversial at the time, pushing for him. And then you have others, more Trump loyalists, pushing for, say, Rudy Giuliani for that key post. On other key national security posts, we're hearing of greater agreement. For instance, Jeff Sessions as a leading contender for Secretary of Defense, Michael Flynn, leading contender for National Security Advisor. But on several of these other key positions, as well as direction, sharp disagreement there.
I've also heard Jeff Sessions' name being mentioned for Attorney General of the United States as well. Gloria, Jim Acosta is reporting that the president-elect would like to see his adult children and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, get top-secret security clearances. What are you hearing about that?
People are incredulous. It usually, code word top-secret clearance is determined by virtue of the job you are in. And so far as I can tell, no member of the family, his children or his son-in-law, can have jobs inside the White House because of very strong nepotism rules. They don't have to get paid. So Jared Kushner, for example, could be an informal outside advisor. But I don't know how an informal outside advisor gets top secret clearance. We were just talking before, a spouse may get that by virtue of being the spouse because documents are in the White House and you cohabit with the President of the United States. But this question of whether your family, and by the way, your family who is also running your ex-business, can get that kind of clearance raises all kinds of questions.
And it's also a really thorough process. I mean, they look at every foreign travel, every foreign contact, whether you have relatives overseas. I mean, this can take months. It can take months.
Let me bring Jeffrey Toobin in, because all of a sudden, Jeffrey, Donald Trump said in that 60 Minutes interview, gay marriage, settled law, forget about it. It's going to stay the law of the land. But on abortion rights for women, Roe v. Wade, he says, you know what? He wants to appoint what he calls pro-life justices so that the states will make those decisions instead of nationally. So why is one settled law? Roe v. Wade has been the law of the land since 1973.
And it was just reaffirmed by the Supreme Court in June in a very ringing decision striking down part of Texas's abortion restrictions. I think the difference is political. I think even the conservative movement has very quickly come to terms with the existence of same-sex marriage. People are not very exercised about it anymore. But abortion remains the most important issue to the conservative movement in this country. And Donald Trump, though not too long ago described himself as very pro-choice, has very clearly said he is going to appoint justices who will be anti-abortion, who will be opposed to Roe v. Wade. He said it during the campaign. He said it to Leslie Stahl in the interview on 60 Minutes. And I think it's important to take him at his word. There are 5 justices on the court now who support Roe v. Wade. The current vacancy will not turn the corner, but 3 of the 5 justices will soon be over 80, so Donald Trump may really have the chance to deliver on the end of Roe v. Wade.
All right, everybody stand by. Now that this unprecedented election has been decided, you're going to see how we got to this historic moment in the first ever book from CNN Politics, Unprecedented. The election that changed everything. You see the book cover right there. It's filled with behind-the-scenes secrets, beautiful photography, first-hand reporting from the campaign trail. The book will be in stores December 6th. You can pre-order your copy today at cnn.com/book. Just ahead, the retired general in line for a top national security post under President-elect Trump. So why is he so controversial in military circles?